and welcome to the Panalysts, the show where we solve problems, namely searching and probing problems that I made up a couple minutes ago. Our teams this week are Team Ooh, I Want to Dance with Somebody.
Yeah, guess who made that name up?
I listened to a Spotify playlist labeled Old Songs for Old People.
Thank you, Team Whitney Houston, and the Covalent Bonds.
We share things equitably.
But not permanently.
I believe the covalent bonds were George Lazenby and Timothy Dalton.
I've never watched Mission Impossible.
Luckily, trivia will be no help for you in tonight's first question. Good news! You are receiving an inheritance from your dearly departed Aunt Euphemia. The bad news is that when she passed, Euphemia was very old and her mind was perhaps not as it once was. But your inheritance comes in one of two flavors, you lucky boy. You could either have an extremely bitchin' hovercraft, which is both illegal to drive here and import, or a 1994 Dodge Neon that is described as being in fair condition. Team Whitney Houston.
I think it's wait a minute. Neither of us can drive.
Oh, that is a very good point.
So I would much rather, just maybe that's informing my response, but I would much rather be the guy who owns a hovercraft.
Exactly. I have a, European hovercraft.
Oh, no.
But you can't actually see it.
No, I'll go to where it is and take pictures.
Right.
Be like, look, here's pictures of me and my hovercraft that I own. And they'll be like, oh, can we go hovercrafting? Is it called hovercrafting sometime? And I'll be like, no, we can't. But I won't say why.
Team Chemistry joke.
Is this an SRT4 Dodge Neon?
How much does that seriously change your response?
Well, I don't know. I mean, like a hovercraft has a fairly powerful engine, but still, it's not. We can't do anything about it here.
Yeah, it's not like I'm planning to transport a regiment of motor rifle troops across the Baltic to invade Norway.
If we have no use for it, maybe it's better to get the thing that we can flip on Craigslist.
Yeah.
You know, like turn around and like, there's going to be enough people out there who are like, you know what, I have a PT Cruiser and I always want to spice it up with a turbocharged engine and be like, yeah, I could see that being a thing and sell that on for like $400.
Why is your go-to car the one that needs to be souped up, a PT Cruiser, of all like cars that are...
The Dodge Neon and the PT Cruiser were both based on the same platform for the most part.
Oh my
They
God.
share a lot of parts.
Okay.
So you can basically drop the SRT4 into a PT Cruiser and it would be like, it would finally be the real sleeper it was supposed to be.
I can't believe that your solution for what to do with a Neon is to strip it and make a PT Cruiser marginally less shitty.
I mean, I wouldn't be making it less shitty. I would be passing it on to somebody else to make it their problem.
Also, I mean, we're going to be the ones with a bitchin' PT Cruiser.
Yeah.
And you're going to be the ones who have a hovercraft up on blocks on Dover.
You are
either
not
way-
allowed to put bitchin' and PT Cruiser in the same sentence.
It's gonna have
Those aren't
flames.
allowed to happen.
It's got flames coming out of the wheel well.
That's a defect.
We'll find a buyer for this Neon engine, I'm pretty sure, and probably the stick shift is probably interesting too.
Yeah, we could easily flip this for a flat of beer on Craigslist.
Yeah.
While you will be hunting for a scrapyard that'll give you $25 for your hovercraft.
Once I fly to wherever this thing is and take all my selfies with the hovercraft, I'm positive some sort of oligarch will give us money for it.
We're talking about a mode of transportation that the British and French examined and decided it was easier to bore a hole through the earth than maintain.
To be fair, if we're driving this in a land where the only mode of transportation, or the allowed mode of transportation, is a hovercraft, I'm sure somebody would want to buy it off of us.
I am completely on board with the idea of owning a hovercraft and tooling around in it. It's the practicality of it, which is what's got me here. Because I'm like, no, this off-road trip you're describing is very, very seductive. But I'm just kind of like, in the long run, I'm not sure we can do anything with. Like, what do you drive it to the Adriatic and just right into the sea, and then everyone jumps off?
We have traveled to so many destinations in your anti-hypothetical scenarios that you thrust at us. We were in the desert. Now we're driving to the sea as though they're like next door neighbors.
Has anyone...
Ask Egypt.
We have no idea where this is. Are we chasing possums out of the hovercraft? Are we chasing raccoons? Or are we chasing
now we're
panda bears?
Now we're in the outback. Pick a prime location for you to insult our mode of transportation.
Settle on one biome.
Do you even know where your great aunt Euphemia lived? She could have been in French Guiana for all you know, and you have to somehow get there to ride around your hovercraft.
This just sounds like a delightful vacation.
Yeah.
You go to wherever this is, sail around on your sweet hovercraft for a while, for like a week or whatever, come back feeling refreshed and also knowing a new life skill that will come in handy at
When you
Probably
get
some
your
point.
next hovercraft.
Or when the end of the end times come, we don't know that that's not going to be the vehicle that everybody
Mad
rides
Max
in.
did not drive around in a hovercraft.
Point of order, in the apocalypse, how are you getting to your hovercraft? Like, reliable bus transportation is going to break down. You're not going to get to whatever country it was legal to drive a hovercraft in.
Have to buy a PT Cruiser, I guess.
Yeah,
I've got just the thing.
Yeah.
So what we've come down on is that a hovercraft is a gateway to an exciting world of international mystery travel, and nothing says practicality like a 1994 Dodge Neon with suspension problems. I'm giving 1 point to Team Whitney Houston reference, because they dreamed big and had a wonderful and beautiful goal that would probably slip from their grasp, but I appreciate their moxie. And I'm giving 2 points to Team Covalent Bonds for their incredible geographic knowledge.
We can just name countries too.
that is a skill that we also have. They didn't actually really name geological points, to be fair.
Mostly just biomes.
Yeah.
There was references to seas and oceans.
Yeah.
Cam made several World War I invasion jokes.
I bet you could ride a hovercraft on the tundra.
Yes. Also, it could be a good method of transportation in the bayou.
Okay, I will revise my scores. 2 points to Covalent Bonds for their incredible knowledge and good arguments. No points to Team Whitney Houston for being whiny about it.
I think we deserve that.
We deserve a lot of things, Graham.
Yeah.
Question 2. Good news! Santa has had a mild coronary infarction.
Oh no! How is that good news?
He's going to be fine.
Oh, thank goodness.
But he does need to take some time off, and I know Christmas isn't coming for some time, but you know, Santa's running a big operation, so he's gotta build up time. So you have been hired after an exhaustive but perhaps not thorough search to replace Santa this year. You realize that you cannot fill Santa's role, so you have decided to streamline operations a little bit, and every good boy and girl in the world will get the very same present this year. What is the best present for every child in the world? Team Covalent Bonds.
Every child.
A $25 Amazon gift card.
Yeah. That's pretty strong. Every child in the world, though? Does every child in the world have access to Amazon at this point?
What about cash? Just straight cash.
What about everyone gets half a Krugerrand? And then plus the fun part of that is if you can find who has the other half, then you'll be best friends forever.
What about 1/2 of some cryptocurrency? Santa coin.
What's wrong with Lego?
My first guess was something like world peace to everybody, but I mean,
It's a little.
Play
It's
with
not,
that around a tree?
It's not very tangible, I'm afraid.
you could still take the money route. I would just do it in the form of like stocks within a company, and then you could put that into a mutual fund.
This is every kid in the world.
Yeah,
Yeah, every kid.
every child.
Point of order, it is only the good boys and girls. Some children will miss out on account of them being total shits.
I'm just saying there are good boys and girls in countries that are not going to be able to make use of a robust stock portfolio.
We don't know that.
Maybe you want to go simpler and concentrate on, I don't know, clean water.
I mean,
That's
yeah,
not tangible, Beach.
Neither is Santa coin.
Yeah, wait, why did we get shit about this? Why is world peace the intangible, unreachable thing, but knockoff Bitcoin is way better?
Santa coin.
Santa coin
Santa coin.
is-
And you know what's extremely tangible? The rise in sea level that will be caused by the use of all the power mining Santa coin. That's something you can show all the kids at school.
We got you beachfront property for Christmas, kids.
I hate to go against my teammate, but I'm still all in on interconnectable plastic blocks. Have you seen what people have done with Mindstorms? You could build a robot with these things.
How old are you when you stop getting presents from Santa? 10? 12? Is there a cutoff? Say there's 2 billion children in the world eligible for one Santa gift.
Yes.
And let's say at a random distribution, half of them are good and half are bad. We're talking, what, like 100 billion Legos?
That's
Is
a
there an-
lot of plastic.
We're creating jobs.
It would take a lot less power than mining Santa coin.
We only have to do that in one place.
And sap up like all of the electricity of that entire region.
Do you think the elves know how to program in Fortran?
Certainly learnable skill. I mean, they're seasonal workers. They need something to do in the off time.
Are you proposing to lay off the elves over the summer but also give them homework of learning how to program for supercomputers.
Get them their own
They know how to
accounts.
build a PS4, obviously.
Yeah, we get them their own accounts on GitHub, set up some AWS shares so they can actually start working on this. I think they could make this work.
We're long past the point where elves are just expected to knock together wooden train sets.
Yeah.
They're building high-tech electronics, Graham.
I don't think they are. I think they're outsourcing to different companies.
Santa's an in-house operation.
You don't know that anymore, though. The times have changed. You
I
can't.
do. We're Santa.
Do you?
Yeah.
Are you BFFs with Santa?
If we
We're literally Santa.
if we're Santa, we run it internally.
that
Danny,
seems
you're
inefficient.
going to the Danes to say, get us Legos.
Yeah.
That seems lazy for Santa. Santa's got an operation to run. You gotta ride herd over your elves. Or what are your elves gonna do for the rest of the year if they're not making Legos?
I don't even know what to do with a Bitcoin, let alone a Santa coin. I don't know where you're supposed
Yeah,
to
if you
sell
gave
them
me
or
a Santa
trade.
coin, I wouldn't know
What
what to do
form
with.
is that? Do you just get like a Christmas card with like just the hash for your Santa coin wallet?
I presume an email or login credential.
Yeah. Everyone
And you
gets
use it to buy Russian hitmen.
Or drugs.
So at the end of the day, you're giving kids drugs.
We're
Cameron
giving kids-
Lauder and Beej Deary are endorsing drugs to children.
Santa Lauder and Santa Deary, LLC, are giving
Industries.
children choice.
They do bring up the point that I don't think you can hire a Russian hitman with Lego.
Not that we know of. You could have a Russian hitman use Lego.
To make the hit?
Yeah. I mean,
It's the perfect crime.
you stepped on Lego before, right? Like, that is the worst
Yeah.
scenario that could possibly happen.
And I died. I'm a ghost now.
yeah.
Yeah.
Team Ghost guys.
So at the end of the day, what we've determined is that no matter what we give children, we're directly contributing to global warming. And that possibly both items can be used to kill people.
I mean-
but perhaps Lego a bit more directly, which makes it the more dangerous gift.
I don't like this conclusion.
I'm not going to say anything this time.
We don't care. We're ghosts.
So 3 points to Team Ghost Houston for their deep, overarching desire to make more ghosts in the world to keep them company. And 2 points to Team Covalent Bonds for their, frankly, stunningly clever business plan, which I believe makes our final score 4-3. So this week, Cameron and Beej, you are our superior problem solvers. Congratulations, there is no prize.
Santa 5.
Yes.
And please join us next week for more The Panelists.